Good morning. I've given up on my hair. There's nothing new about that, right? But what's new with you? So I have a question for you. Do you believe in the coronavirus? Do you? I mean, it's not like you can see it and you can't touch it. It could be a conspiracy, couldn't it? Do you believe in the virus? Well, of course, we know that the virus is literally making people sick, and it's having some seriously damaging effects. But it's really hard to believe that something so tiny you can't even see it has radically changed the face of the world. It's practically destroying economies and killing people. It's kind of unreal, right? So why am I asking this? Well, the coronavirus is new, and it's all over the news. And depending on what station you watch, you're kind of like trying to figure out what is the true news. Because unfortunately, our news stations aren't always truthful. None of them. So you have to fact check everything, which is sad because we live in this time where we have to be cynical of everything that we see or hear. Our world has become news junkies and just basically a political agenda, which is why I find it so interesting that this invisible virus that came from somewhere in China has radically altered the way we live. Social distancing, no more hugs, staying indoors, no school, hospitals not doing surgeries, laying off nurses because there isn't enough patients, even though we have a pandemic that is literally killing people. Something so small it's invisible has stopped our world. And we believe it. For our own physical health, we believe it. And we do what the news says. And we allow ourselves to change. We don't need Hollywood anymore. We don't need sports stars. We don't need concerts. We need truck drivers and grocery clerks. It's interesting when you begin to peel back what the coronavirus has done. We don't need what we thought we needed. What we do need is a warm hug from our friends. You know, in many ways, I think today's gospel, Jesus is trying to teach Nicodemus about something he can't see, but it's new, and it's news, and it's truth. The gospel means good news. And even though Nicodemus couldn't see it because he was talking about like the Holy Spirit and heaven, Jesus kept persisting, using analogies of something that you know is real, though you can't see it, the wind. And Nicodemus was trying to understand, but it's like he just couldn't grasp it because he had been so used to the way they had been taught that this new covenant was too new. Then you look at the first reading and you think, wow, these people might as well have been living with a virus. They were living the new covenant. They had no possessions. They lived together. They sold what they had. They shared it equally among people. No petty squabbling, no fighting, just living the good news, which is nothing that we have here on earth matters. And everything that does matter will come in the future. And our job is to go around and to spread that news to other people so that we can bring them into the knowledge that they have this divine future ahead of them, this eternal banquet of love. And you know what? When we boil it all down, the things that we really miss are those embraces from the people we've always seen. the hugs that I would get on a Wednesday saying hello or goodbye to all of you, seeing my friends from church on a Sunday, running across the church to make sure I embraced them, receiving the Eucharist on my tongue. We miss contact. We miss love. This virus, it's sort of like the Antichrist. It's all about avoiding, all to save us, me, one person. Whereas the disciples of Jesus, they radically altered their life for something they couldn't see, for something they heard about from other people, but something that they believed was true. And it wasn't a virus. It was Jesus. And they gave away everything they owned. They lived in a community. And they were the pilgrim people waiting for the good news, which is heaven. So we have to ask ourselves, are we really worried only about our physical selves, that this virus will somehow get us or someone we love? Or are we trying to recognize the things in this world that really matter and join and connect our hearts and our minds to what we really need, which is Jesus Christ, which is avoiding sin, which is embracing one another and hoping for heaven? The body must die, but the soul will live on. Don't be more afraid of our physical body. Be afraid for our spiritual souls. Enter into prayer today. Call and make an appointment for confession. Use this little tiny virus that has changed the world to get you to recognize that everything you miss is nothing that you thought you needed, but it's everything your heart craves. It's love. God bless you all.